Hello there, a very good morning and welcome to Newsline on the 9th of July 2015 with senior journalist Faraz Shaukat Ali and myself, Shane Silva. Good morning, Faraz.
Good morning to you, Shane. And how is the world treating you this morning?
It's treating me fine, Faraz. And shall we just quickly take a look at the headlines for today in the papers?
Certainly. The Daily Mirror starts off its lead story with the story that CBK, the former president, blocks Prasanna.
In the meantime, the Ceylon Today talks about the 13th of July. The headline story there says, await the 13th of July. The main points of that story say, will Mahinda come? Will the corrupt get nominations? For us?
Right. Well, will the president come? We're told that the former president is indeed being nominated from the UPFA. And the question we are told is that there seems to be some palpitations as to his nomination, but we are also told that the two nomination boards of the two groups within of the UPFA, the SLFP and the other group, have now fused into one. So they are actually one nomination board, and we are told that the differences are being sorted out and will be done imminently.
And to sum it all up, speaking of palpitations, nomination nightmares. This is the lead story of the Daily FT, which has some key points, such as Mahinda to contest from Kurunegala, will sign nomination papers on Friday as per Nimal Sripal Silva. UPFA nomination board says no decision yet where MR will contest. UPFA nominations not finalized at Tuesday meeting. Feverish discussions continue. President meets Sobhita Thero and civil society leaders to discuss nomination issue, while CBK, Arjun and Rajitha meet President for final talks on controversial nomination. For us, Mahinda to contest from Kurunegala, that's the main, that's the key feature of this story on the Daily FT. What are your thoughts on this?
Privately, the former president has indicated that he is confident of being elected from anywhere in Sri Lanka, with perhaps the exception of the former conflict areas and the minorities. After 40-odd years in politics, perhaps he does know a thing or two.
Right, from the deep south of Hambantota, where his electorate was Hambantota, and where a lot of development work in fact took place, to Kurunegala, where not so much of development work was concentrated on during the past regime. Tactical shift, change in demographics, or a similarity in demographics, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a shift, but again, the former president has reached perhaps saturation point from in Hambantota, and tactically he may wish to contest from elsewhere. Kurunegala is also a very robust support base for him and his party.
In the meantime, the former president Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga has rejected certain nominations. I believe you have that story there for us.
Yes, they say that the former president, the Daily Mirror says that Mervyn, Sajin, Duminda and Saran are unlikely to get nominations. This itself shouldn't present too much of a problem because, like I said earlier, the two nomination boards have now fused, and previous to that, each nomination board was doing their own thing. Hopefully, both these nomination boards and the nomination board of the other parties will pay careful attention to what the March 12th declaration is all about, which is that they are trying to have a better quality candidate representing the people in Parliament. And we have to bear in mind that Sobhita Thero, that's another story in the papers, has provided leadership to this cause of good governance.
The nominations per se, for us, is there some irony that you see in the rejection of nominations by the former president Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga and these individuals? I mean,
well, yes. What strikes me as being rather ironic is that the Daily Mirror reports on Mervyn being on the list of people that CBK wants to block. Well, the former president, we must bear in mind, was responsible for bringing Mervyn Silva into Parliament anyway. In her tenure, the former president gave Mrs. Mervyn Silva the position in Parliament through the national list, only for her to later step down in favour of her husband. So that is rather ironic.
Moving back to the Ceylon Today story for us, we have the story reads as await 13th July. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party confirmed that there would be persons to whom nominations would not be given to contest the upcoming general election. When questioned by journalists at an official SLFP press conference yesterday at the party headquarters, General Secretary of the SLFP, Anur Priyadarshan Ayappa, said that no conditions had been imposed when giving nominations to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa to contest the election. Do you have any thoughts on that story?
Well, our sources also reveal that there were no such conditions imposed on the parties, but both groups of nomination boards have agreed on a common path, which is to ensure that they select the best candidates. And whether they are actually looking at what the March 12th declaration said, we can only hope that they are doing that. And we hope too that what Sobhita Tero has been going on should be given careful attention and consideration.
For us, we also have a story in the Daily FT that talks about about Sri Lanka ranked first in South Asia's 2015 Global Change Readiness Index. It says here, key features of that story is that Sri Lanka has emerged as a country best equipped to respond to growing political, economical and social changes in the South Asian region, according to the latest Global Change Readiness Index. Your thoughts on that?
Well, the people of Sri Lanka have already indicated their readiness for change, and that readiness was indicated on the 9th of January, and this country has indeed embarked on a change, and hopefully meaningful change.
Also, the Daily FT runs a story that the SLFP is furious over Ranil's insult to DEW Gunasekara. Says PM made a T-bond confession. The Sri Lanka, I believe we touched on this story last morning for us.
Yes,
can you elaborate on that?
Quite rightly too, to be furious about blaming a person in the form of DEW Gunasekara, who is acknowledged across the parties for his impartiality. And it's quite right for the SLFP to be furious. The Prime Minister perhaps went a little bit too far yesterday.
Taking a step back from the political theatre, the politics per se, the Pole's chief has made a statement saying that there is no ban on politics being carried out at temples. The story is in the Ceylon Today, where it quotes the Commission of Elections yesterday clarifying that he had not given directives to anyone prohibiting political gatherings within the premises of religious locations. For us, what are your thoughts?
Well, in Sri Lanka, for a country that is known to be very much religious and reliant on matters ecclesiastical, this is no surprise. No party worth its salt will go down the route of trying to ban these things in temples. That doesn't mean that good governance is sort of reduced, but it is facing reality. This country is very much reliant on matters ecclesiastical, and therefore people consider, quite rightly, the temples to be sort of sacrosanct, and you just don't go down that road.
You just don't go down that road. We actually have the Executive Director of PAFREL, Rohana Hettiarachchi, online. Good morning, Mr. Hettiarachchi.
Good morning.
Mr. Hettiarachchi, we have certain comments that have been made by the Commission of Elections with regard to politics being or that there is no ban on politics being carried out at temples.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you properly.
We have the March 12th declaration. What are your thoughts on these two stories?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
We seem to be experiencing some technical problems with being connected to the Executive Director of PAFRL, Rohana Hettiarachchi. Let's try again. Mr. Hettiarachchi, are you there? I believe we've experienced some technical difficulty on connecting to Mr. Hettiarachchi. But for us, March 12th declaration, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in lieu or in line with the recent statement made by the polls chief when you look at the two statements?
The March 12th declaration is very important, obviously, because there is growing concern that the representation in Parliament does not consist of people, with enough people of high integrity. Going back, we've had a situation where the founder of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, John Exeter, has said that if your integrity has been questioned, you must not serve at the central bank. Along those lines, if your integrity has been questioned, if you are the subject of accusations and even if it's innuendo, but certainly controversy, perhaps it is best that such people do not come to Parliament. Let them clear their names, and then at the next available opportunity they may want to seek entry into Parliament. It's very clear that the majority of the people in this country want to achieve the middle path. They don't necessarily have to be Buddhist to do this, but the middle path is, I'm sure, moderation is present in all religions, and so the people have indicated that they wish to have a middle path.
Speaking of the middle path, there for us, we have one of the key features of the daily FD story was that the president meets with Sobhita Thero and civil society leaders to discuss the nomination issue. There again, in line with the middle path, what are your thoughts?
Well, with this whole country, we all acknowledge, and those who do should acknowledge, the leadership provided by Sobhita Thero on the matter of the clean government. It's really the middle path, and it is right that nomination boards and leaders of parties pay special consideration to what Sobhita Thero has to say.
Pardon me, Faraz, I'm going to interrupt you there because we've reconnected to Rohana Hettiarachchi, the Executive Director of PAFRL, and he will be commenting now on the statement given by the Elections Commissioner with regard to no ban on politics at temples.
Yeah, I think, thank you for giving us an opportunity. I think it's a good decision made by the Elections Commissioner. With the temple is the common place, common religion place. So in that kind of place should not use for any kind of elections propaganda. And also most of the time the temple was used for as the polling place. So polling place, such as the polling place, should not use for any political activity. I think these decisions from the Elections Commission we need to appreciate, and we wish to request all the parties to follow that, especially the religious, the Buddhist monks need to follow that. They should not allow any political parties to use their temples for any kind of political propaganda.
Mr. Hettiarachchi, on that March 12th declaration, Mr. Faraz Shaukat Ali was actually commenting on that as well. What are your thoughts on the March 12th declaration and the salient features of that statement itself?
Yeah, actually we wish to, there are still time for the political parties to consider this March 12 principle. I think that they will value their signatures because all the political parties party leaders has endorsed the March 12 principle. I hope that they will value their signatures and they will consider this principle. And also I think according to Sri Lankan election system, the party has to decide who will contest in any election, because the voters did not have any choice. In any case, the party failed to select good people under their nomination list. So we highly request, we wish to appeal all the parties to consider this ministerial principle before they finalize the nomination.
Executive Director of PAFRL, Ms. Rohana Tiarachi, thank you so much
Thank you very much
for joining us. Well, with that, we are going to wrap up Newsline for this Thursday morning. Faraz, I believe you have some words of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, to be idle is a short road to death, and to be diligent is a way of life. Foolish people are idle. Wise people are diligent.
And with that, we wrap up Newsline for this morning. Thank you for joining us.